We've got Lev Gershman coming up on stage right now to present San Diego Tideline QOZ2 apartment development. Lev, how are you today?
Hey, Jimmy, great to see you again. I'm doing really well, and good morning and good afternoon to everyone on the call. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Well, Lev, who's also a prominent member of our OZ Insiders Mastermind community that I've mentioned a few times throughout the program today, as we're all three of our panelists on that last panel. He's presenting his OZ development deal in San Diego County. Lev, I've got you scheduled for a 10-minute presentation. Your 10 minutes start now. Go on.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you, Jimmy. Again, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lev Gershman. I am the founding and managing partner of Tideline Partners. The image you see in front of you is our 109-unit Pepper Tree apartment development, an exciting opportunity zone project in a top growth San Diego neighborhood. This trophy asset is a Class A prime corner location in a charming, walkable neighborhood full of restaurants, breweries, yoga studios, entertainment, you name it. This is our second Opportunity Zone fund in this neighborhood and our fifth project in this neighborhood. Some standard disclosures: we're not selling securities. The information shown is based on assumptions, which may change. We're all on this call, most of us on this call, for kind of similar reasons, and that is that in the universe of problems, death and taxes reign supreme, and fortunately, we think we can help you with one of those, being taxes. Our development presents a rare one-time opportunity, as some of the gentlemen on the prior panel mentioned, to potentially significantly reduce taxes on your current capital gains. And we're actually working with Blake at HCVT on this. So the Internal Revenue Code states that the taxes due on your current capital gain invested into a qualified opportunity fund are based on the lower of that capital gain or the fair market value of that investment at the end of 2026. Our project will still be in development in 2026, and as such, the value of a partially completed project will lead to a much lower fair market value just at the time when you file your 2026 taxes. This nuance and some additional kind of standard discounts may reduce the fair market value and that tax bill upwards of 50%. We will have an appraiser complete the fair market value, likely Blake's team, at the end of 2026, and simply provide the K-1s to the investors to capture those benefits. Our investment vehicle allows a direct investment with your own qualified opportunity zone fund, and we've had folks invest that way. Or if you don't have one set up, that's great. We have our own fund that you can invest through. Both of these options have the same terms, just allow greater flexibility. Investors receive a 10% annual preferred return, and any return above that is split 20% to the developer and 80% to the investors. We're projecting an after-tax annual investor return of 14 to 18% annually after tax over a 10-year hold period. The minimum investment is $100,000, and you have to be an accredited investor. Now, a little bit about our company. We're an award-winning housing developer in Southern California. We were founded in 2013. We're headquartered in San Diego, and we specialize in supply-constrained growth markets and walkable, well-amenitized neighborhood with a strong and diverse employment base. Our leadership team brings decades of institutional experience leading a vertically integrated platform of capital markets, development, and management. Our company is the largest private stakeholder in the project market, and we are the leading opportunity zone developer in the San Diego metro. Since our founding, we've done numerous projects in historic downtown, a coastal North San Diego County neighborhood, about 6 miles from the coast where this development is happening. This map shows about a dozen of our projects in this neighborhood, both completed and current, and it includes our Opportunity Zone Pepper Tree development, which is an image all the way to the right-hand side of the screen, in the heart of the Arts and Culture District. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Speaking of intent, as the last presenter spoke, we are certainly a mission-driven company. Our goal is to improve neighborhoods, make places better, and we were put in motion by this desire to improve our neighborhoods. We very much pride ourselves on quality of work and the opportunity to give back and support the community. All of our projects include public art and community development initiatives. The images you see are some of the examples of the projects we've done in the neighborhood. including Found Lofts, as I mentioned before, which is located just a few blocks from our Pepper Tree development that we're capitalizing. After more than 12 years in business, our first investors are still with us, and our performance speaks for itself. We have a zero loss track record and an average IRR of 23%. Now, a little bit about San Diego, sunny San Diego. Yes, we do have great climate and people love to visit San Diego, but we're also a top national market for apartments with high barriers to entry, tremendous land scarcity, and robust economic drivers. Historically, this dynamic has kept vacancy very low over many decades, generating stable rent growth and cash flow and predictable, reliable value appreciation. The project is located in the only coastal opportunity zone in North San Diego County, just 6 miles from the beach, about a 15-minute drive. The relative affordability of this area and the significant public and private investments are driving growth in this region. Specifically, the city of Vista had the fastest population and household income growth in all of San Diego County, where the project's located. This region is characterized by resilient economic drivers that we refer to as our EDS, MEDS, and FEDS. The EDS are the three higher education facilities along the 78 corridor with over 60,000 full-time students. MEDS are the four major hospitals within a 15-minute drive of the project with over 5,300 employees. And we have a number of those tenants in our Found Lofts project. And then the Feds is Camp Pendleton, which is the largest active Marine Corps base in the country with a daytime population of over 100,000 people and over 6 billion in economic impact. This part of the county has grown into an entrepreneurial hub, attracting headquarters for lifestyle and sports brands like Callaway Golf and TaylorMade Golf, Viore and Reef Sports Clothing, as well as technology, biotech, and life science companies. This is an aerial view of the project, and at the bottom of the page, you can kind of see a pointer to where our project is located. As you can see, this is a very dense retail trade area with all the amenities that you might need, highly amenitized, and kind of in the distance, you could probably see the Carlsbad Airport, Legoland, Miracosta College, and of course, the Pacific Ocean. The immediate project neighborhood is a wonderful, charming, walkable environment. 5-minute walk to a great grocery store, gym. There's lots of breweries, restaurants, art galleries. This is kind of known as the craft haven of San Diego with the Hops Highway. And we have over 20 breweries in downtown. We have lots of public art, festival, cultural assets like the outdoor Moonlight Amphitheater. And all of these amenities combined with proximity to employment make the neighborhood an enticing destination, driving a 10% population and annual household income growth since 2022, outpacing the broader San Diego metro and keeping vacancy at the lowest levels in the county, under 5%. I love this image. This is South Santa Fe, the street on which our project is located. It's also where our Found Lost project is located. It speaks for itself. As you can see, it's a beautiful street with lush landscaping, wide sidewalks, lots of public art, very pedestrian friendly and very inviting. Our project is really designed to help fulfill the community vision. We work very closely with the city to make sure that we're in line with the goals of the community. The project features 109 units with 3,000 square feet of pedestrian-oriented ground floor retail, murals, wellness amenities, a rooftop deck overlooking the beautiful South Santa Fe and the immediately adjacent park. Pardon me. In closing, I want to highlight our Found Lofts projects that I mentioned previously. It's just a few blocks away from Pepper Tree, also in South Santa Fe. It's a trophy asset that we still continue to own and operate. We completed this project in 2022 on schedule and on budget, despite the COVID headwinds. We fully leased this project in a matter of 3 months and achieved the highest rents in the market, performing 30% above underwriting. With accelerated depreciation, we are distributing tax-free investor cash flow while having the benefit of no depreciation recapture and no capital gains on the future sale of the project. Found Lofts has won numerous industry awards for design and construction and remains a source of pride for our team and the city. That concludes my presentation, and I'm happy to take questions.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Lev. A couple questions about the presentations and the recordings and when they're going to be available. Um, Carl just asked most recently, will all the presentations be available once the day is over? Carl, yes, we're recording everything. All of the recordings from today's presentations will be made available on our website, ozpitchday.com. Starting tomorrow is when we'll start posting those. Got a question here from Jerry Ryson. I'll get to that one. Got another couple of minutes before we're going to move on to our next presenter here. Jerry asks, Lev, in our real estate investment platform, we had an investor reporting requirement every quarter as to the value of the portfolio. The development deals had a very interesting and industry accepted approach to valuing developments, which tended to be back end loaded, which makes your concept viable. I don't know if you want to respond to Jerry there.
I'm Jerry. I apologize. I'm not entirely following your question, but we do report through our CPAs. We work with HCVT, and we are intimately connected to the compliance requirements of the Opportunity Zone legislation. And if you've got questions, I'm happy to follow up offline. Please feel free to reach out to me.
Perfect. Had a question about let's see. Oh, Anthony just chimed in. He said, "Are we still keeping the Frosty sign?"
Yes, we are keeping the Frosty sign. That's a whole wonderful part of the story that we don't have too much time to get into. But basically, this property's been owned by the same family for 70 years. They approached us after we built Found Lofts and said, "Hey, we'd love to redevelop our property with you." They're the oldest business in downtown, a Frosty ice cream store, and their grandkids are going to reopen the Pepper Tree Frosty as one of our ground floor retail anchor tenants. So a wonderful story there as history of the community.
Perfect. And last question here comes from Keith. What is the minimum investment?
$100,000.
$100,000. Perfect. Lev, really appreciate your support of OZ Pitch Day. We've run out of time here in this session. I will post a link. Actually, I did earlier already post a link to your website. If anybody here wants to follow up with Lev, you can follow that link to tidelinepartners.com and get more information through there. Lev, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Have a great day.